Welcome back to How I See It. It's Paulette Simone. Thanks for tuning in. I've been pondering a few things the last couple of days, and I wanted to run them by you and get your comments. Does a message of unity leave the black community wanting for more? By not specifically talking about issues that face the black community as well as minority communities as a whole, such as poverty, unemployment, disenfranchisement, miseducation, by not discussing specifically those issues, does President Obama run the risk of being just like presidents before him? I'm not the only one asking these questions. Actually, a story ran today on WTOP. The Urban League put out a 288-page report on issues facing the black community over the last couple of years. One of the things that they are bringing to the forefront is the issue that President Obama does not specifically get into issues that are facing not only black Americans but the middle class, which a lot of black Americans find them in. Also, blacks find themselves, as well as other minorities, in the underclass, but he doesn't specifically talk about those classes. And the Urban League found that this was pretty distressing considering where we are today. I jotted down a few of their remarks that I wanted to share with you. They found that blacks are twice as likely to be unemployed. Blacks are 3 times as likely to live in poverty. And also, blacks are more than 6 times as likely to be incarcerated. You know, in 2009, you would think to yourself that these statistics would be less, that we would have found ourselves in a better situation than we were before. And I'm sure we are, but these statistics are still challenging. And our communities are still hurting. And our people are still suffering. And I wonder why. Now, it's great that the Urban League put out this report, but I wonder, where are the people who are making differences in our community? Now, it's great to put a suggestion down on a piece of paper, such as expand the day, the school day, to account for working parents and families without nearby relatives to help with after-school care. But it's another thing to actually go into the school and offer after-school care. Why couldn't we erect a building using taxpayer money, using bailout money, using stimulus money, such like the one that I grew up in, Menacing Townhouse in Harlem, New York? It had everything I needed while my mom worked. I went to school, I went to my after-school program. I participated in dance, karate, I played basketball, I talked to mentors, I met older people who were there to encourage me and to mentor me. This was the kind of support system that I needed to become who I am today. To see outside of Harlem, New York, these types of organizations need to be erected all over the place. What am I doing to contribute? I'm talking to you and bringing you how I see it and giving you the information that's out there that you may not know of. Recently, I pre-screened American Violet, starring Charles Dutton, Alfre Woodard, Exhibit, Michael O'Keefe, and a newcomer, Nicole Beharie. The potential impact that this movie will make was refreshing to me, because a lot of movies nowadays, you know, it's about the glitz and the glam. But this movie is actually based on a true story. Without giving away too much of the movie, its star, Nicole Beharie, a young mother, is thrown in jail after her neighborhood is raided by the cops and the district attorney. She's thrown in jail, and with no help from her public offender lawyer, she's actually facing 16 years behind bars for a crime that she says she did not commit. I'm bringing this up because this is something that happens all around our country. African Americans who live in subsidized homes are faced with these kinds of issues every day. She's asked to plead out and has to face the decision of making a plea and becoming a felon with keeping her rights and knowing that she did not commit the crime. She's presented with the decision that many African Americans are faced with each day. It's important to know these stories. Just because we don't know anyone personally doesn't mean it doesn't affect our community as a whole. American Violet is a must-see. It gives us information about an issue that we don't see every day in our newspapers and on our local news, which brings me back to my original concern. If President Obama does not discuss these issues on a national level, if he doesn't bring it into these press conferences and these sit-downs with cable news networks, How will we ever get these issues resolved? Who can bring it to the forefront if our president doesn't do it? Now I realize 30 days in, he has all these different things on the plate, but how are you bringing it to your communities? This is Paulette Simone. That's how I see it. Till next time, think about it.